we really believe that animals have feelings. So because we believe animals have feelings, because we are biologists, ecologists, that's why we treat the animals as sentient beings.
But certainly the locals would call them, they have got names as the locals. They do have a special relationship with them. And I can well understand now that you can develop that because, as I say, each camel has its own unique personality.
My interest in the camel is based on the animal itself being a very interesting biological system to deal with. So different from other animals. My work in the past was on sheep, small ruminants, mainly sheep and goats, then working on cattle and horses, and then moved into camels and found it a fascinating animal to work on the biology of it.
I think actually it's quite unique actually, because when I first went to Dubai and we had about a herd of 30 or 40 camels, I thought you could never tell them apart. They all look the same sort of colour, they're all the same shape, they all look the same. But in actual fact, and I can understand why the owners, the breeders of the camels, the Arabs, the locals, they could call them all by name. They would come out of a herd separately, follow the owners around, and then suddenly you do realise that there are slight differences. One will have a curlier coat than the other, one will have a softer eye, one, they have different shaped heads. And so there are definite traits, and before long you can recognise each individual camel and say, oh, I know that one there, I know that one.
The physiology, the anatomy, the biology of the animal in general is very interesting. It is different particularly from ruminant animals. The camel is not a ruminant animal, and it is different from cattle, different from sheep, different from all these animals. It has its own anatomy, its own physiology, its own adaptation, its own behavior. So it's different animal, and that's what makes it interesting to research.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the Bedouins, and they've been brought up with camels. A lot of the Arabs have had camels from way back. Their fathers, their ancestors have always had camels. They used them obviously as transport animals way back before they had four-wheel drives and air conditioning and everything else. They used to have tents and they'd be walking around the desert on camels. So of course they have a very strong bond with those animals. Camels can live for a long time too. They can live 30, 40 years. So they're going to live a long time, which again increases your bond with your animals. And they do have characters. People sometimes think camels just bite and spit and aren't very pleasant, but in actual fact they do have very susceptible characters. They do have very fond attributes. They can follow you around a pen, they rest their head on your shoulder, and they do. You can see the owners of the camels truly do love them, and they want the best care for them, and they want to look after them really well. And they do really revere those animals. So they're definitely a thing of cultural interest to the Arab nation.
For example, in dromedaries, in some countries, you have, let's say, well-characterized breeds, what we can call breeds. In many countries, you still don't have what we call true breeds, but you have ecotypes or populations, and these have been shaped by this interrelation with environment and with the humans. So it's nice for me, for example, to realize that you have camel populations that take their names from the tribes they were breeded to. So it's a strong link between cultural aspects and the genetic diversity of these animals.
The camelids is a whole family, and because camelids were start in North America 45 million years ago, and then some group, the Camelini group, migrate from the Bering 3 million years ago, and then they start the humped camels, the big humped camels, in Asia and Africa. And also, 3 million years ago, another group, the Lamini group, go to the south, to South America, and then there you have all the smallest members of the family, the South American camelids, get extinct in North America.
That's true that we have the family is a big family, and also is very special because what is, maybe most people doesn't know that within the different camelids, you have the South American camelids like llama and alpaca, the domestic one. You have also the wild one, so you have vicuña and guanaco, and also in camels, you have the dromedary, you have the Bactrian camel, and you also have a wild species, what is called the Camelus ferus. And the interesting thing is that they are so poorly differentiated at the genetic point of view that within the camels and within the South American camels, you can have fertile offspring if you make mating between them.
So that's why I feel camelids are very important species of the animals, and they are the animals of the future if we have to look at the climate change, how it is happening. So these are the animals we need to concentrate and to develop increase their productivity, to conserve them, and to look after them very well, inshallah.